Do it with a smile. Lift the shoulders, rotate back. We will not rotate forward now. Rotate back. Rotate back. Do it joyfully. Even if there is an asana, the posture that you do, that is physically challenging, difficult. Okay? Behind that should lie some joy to do it. Yeah, even if it's a physical struggle, inwardly there should be a joy of exploring that difficulty. After all, when people climb, huge mountains like Everest and so on, it's a tremendous struggle physically. But if I was teaching them or talking to them even, I would say every step you take, however physical struggle there is, behind that there is a sense of joy of exploration. Otherwise, turn around and go down. Yes, if you reach the peak, there is a little additional joy. You feel like you have done something miraculous. Interlock your fingers behind you and begin to stretch this arm more and more behind you. So the arm is straight. If your hand touches the floor like mine is doing now, I have to lift that arm higher up. And it's a struggle to keep the palms together, not open the heel of the palm, and stretch the arm further and further back. It's a struggle physically. Am I losing my sense of humor? No, I'm enjoying the struggle. May not be enjoying physically with regard to my musculature, but I like that sense of adventure. Otherwise, I would not do it. And if your hand doesn't touch the floor, if you're seated higher up, put a block behind you, put the hands on that block. When you do that, when I do that, I have to be careful that I'm not poking my ribs forward because I don't want to do back bend in my lower lumbar. I just want to open my chest better. And right now I'm using that one block behind me. After a while, if I find that one block is not enough, I'll pick two blocks. Notice how your chest is. When you take the hands behind you like that, the upper arm rotates in. You should let it rotate in. The chest rotates in the opposite direction. Upper arm rotates from front to back in the armpit. Chest should go from back to the front. This is the essential part to open that clavicle area of the chest. And one might say, no, why two blocks here? Why not three blocks? Or more. So to achieve that, little more sense of lifting, you take your happy chair. And now you let Andrea do it. Sit in dhanurasana. You can bend your knees initially, facing that way. And put your arms on the chair. Palm flat on the chair now this time. Hold this edge of the chair. The back of the chair. Okay. You can bring your hands even further back. Right. Hold that. Remember what we are doing in seated position, hands on the block. Rotate the arms internally, but rotate the chest the opposite direction. slowly. If you like to go further, bend the knees. Keep this relationship between the arm and the chest. Begin to move the tailbone, the pelvis away from scoot. Scoot is a very good Sanskrit word in English language. Scoot. Scoot as far forward as you can. Then stretch the legs forward. What you would now have done is, although the rotation of the arm is correct, chest is correct, the lumbar has collapsed. Continuing this action of the arm, lift the lumbar forward. Open the chest up. Lift, 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 lift. Imagine two elephants, one on each shoulder. Let that elephant help you to drop the head of the humerus circularly down while you lift the chest. And if you like, you can go further. Bend the knees again and again scoot forward a little. Only when you begin to go deeper into the movement, don't hold your breath. Every movement you do, preferably do with an exhalation. To come out of the position, don't do anything funny. Please do not turn your head sideways in this. Bend the knees, scoot back towards the chair, or drag the chair forward and release the arms. Shall we try it?
What do I do for pressure?
No, don't try it. Do it. You are asking a question?
Yeah, if I feel pressure here on my...
Good question. Your right elbow tends to hyperextend. That will cause that pressure. If that happens, take a little blanket roll and put it under your arm. Definitely do not create a sense where you feel there's a burning sensation in the elbow. That is too much. That can cause damage.
Like this?
Yes.
Ramanand,
Yes.
¿cómo va? Sorry, how we can do that?
Who's talking?
Ray, but I
Oh, I don't see it. Okay.
How we can do that if we don't have a chair?
You put more blocks under your head. Right? The first time I did it when I was demonstrating, I had a block behind me.
Or a couch.
Or a couch. Something. Even a door might work, except the door handle is too high.
Okay. I just have one.
Question, Ramana.
Yes.
It's can I have a right shoulder, reverse shoulder? And so I can't get that same rotation. I'm guessing that the thing to do is match what the right shoulder can do with the left. Is that correct?
Whichever shoulder is giving you more challenge, correct action on that shoulder first. The easier shoulder, take it to the same degree, not more.
Thank you.
And you will find definitely if you sit a little longer, the arm will release, the shoulder will release. If there is somebody to help you, they can poke on your collarbone, just below the collarbone, into that support under the collarbone to release it further. That's not possible to do by yourself. So this is the area I'm talking about. That gets
Ramanand,
yes.
it's Kathleen.
Yes.
So in that same vein as the previous question, so if there's an injury on that side, support it first. So we're taking the arms back, right? And one side, he said,
Whichever side is restricted because of injury or because of inherited condition, because of whatever, you protect that side and take it as much into the correct action as you can. The second side, which may be more flexible, don't go to the limit of that flexibility. Go up to the level of the injured shoulder so that two sides are symmetrical.
I understand. And should we support that injured side first? Like we're putting our arms in the chair, put the restricted arm on first or the flexible arm on first?
Both arms are on the chair.
I know, but to get them on there, just try to put them both on the same time.
Oh, I see. What you're saying is you're difficulty getting the arm on the chair.
Yeah,
Okay, then I would work on a block like I described before.
no. Should we support the injured side first or second?
First,
So, first, okay.
okay. If you have a lot of difficulty with it, watch me. Let me do this. Take this off. I would begin here. I would sit on the chair. Okay, with my hands by my sides and learn to sit this way down more and more and more. Then take the hand a little further back into the same. Then put the hand behind like that. I put my thumbs outside generally. And I begin to, from here, I come off the chair and sit on a couple of blocks. And slowly, little by little by little, I go down. But in all of that movement, from the beginning to the end, I would support the injured side first.
Thank you.
How would you support the injured side?
She's talking on shoulder injury, so support meaning don't go as far down with it.
Ramanand, could we see what is the position of the hands? I'm not sure that I'm doing the correct
Position
position
of
of
my
the hands.
hand
Yeah, when you're in the chair.
in the camera. Ideally, the position of the hand is my fingers are at the back of the chair. Can you see that?
Yes.
And I put my thumbs outside. You need not. You can put the thumbs on the top. I put my thumbs here so the two hands stay in their correct position.
Mhm.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then as
Thank
I
you.
go down, I keep the hands exactly there. I don't move the hands anymore.
Ramanand Patrick, can you actually go into the pose and show what the hands look like when you're down? Yes. All right. All right.
You see that?
Yes.
My outer elbow, as it were, is touching the chair more than the inner elbow. When the shoulder has difficulty moving, first point out that this might take this out.
Yeah.
From here, this is the clavicle, the bone. Where its attachment is here, I would support this point. When she gets little better at it, I take the collarbone, try and go as it were under the collarbone, below the collarbone, and support that area. Put a pressure on that. You will find in most cases, it almost immediately improves your movement. The trouble is, it's very difficult to do it to yourself. Definitely, if you don't have your nails properly pared, it's impossible. Because you want to penetrate it further. With your thumb also, you can do it. But then you can't do it on both arms at the same time also. There is a clear alternative here. Come to California. Then I will do it for you. And release your arms. Interlock your fingers, lift the arms straight up. When you lift the arms up, although the instruction says lift the arms up, more than the arms, lift the chest up, the flank of the body up. And in lifting the flank of the body up, the front of the body should lift more. The back of the body also should lifts less. that same sense should be retained as much as you can in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Release your arms. Downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Which means in downward dog, you should give a lot of emphasis to moving the trapezius further back. The same sense of rotation, although you're not rotating your arms here, same sense of movement that you had in the rotation of the arms. So the skin behind you constantly falls towards the pelvis. The skin in the front, near your front of the chest, also falls towards the pubis, but not to the same degree. And bend the knees, release. It's a very local action with regard to the upper chest. As though just in the upper clavicle area of the chest, I'm doing a back bend. Do the same thing in trikonasana. Trikonasana to the right. You can straighten your arms or you can bend your elbows. Both are different, but both are fine.
Ramanand, question about what you just, Patricia,
Yes,
question about what you just said in downward dog and then the same action in the lifting of the chest as when we were having the arms on the chair. Like the rotation of the arms is quite different. So what
Yeah.
you're saying is that eventually we will have the same lift regardless of an inner or an outward rotation of the arms.
correct. If arms rotate in, like I'm now doing, my chest is lifted. When arms are rotated out, my chest is lifted.
Okay.
Actually, what you want to learn more is, with my arms rotated in, I can't see that. With my arms rotated in, like I'm now doing, if I can retain the lift of the armpit chest, then when I allow my arms to rotate out, the chest is lifted even more. And there is an inner sense of lift of the chest that comes. Internal rotation is attempting to show you that there is a difference between the movement of my shoulder and the chest. But the shoulder action has. Same incidentally happens in downward dog. And exactly the same happens in upward dog, where you rotate the arms out. Okay? The chest should not lag behind. Without rotating my arms out in upward dog, my chest is lifted forward. Then as I rotate the arms out, the chest is lifted forward much, 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 much more. Okay? Trikonasana. Now, as Andrea is doing, if you can see, the shoulder is rotated in the lower shoulder. Rotate the lower shoulder out. Unfortunately, too many people, when they rotate the lower shoulder out, they do a back bend in the waistline. Don't do that. There is no back bend in the waist. Back bend is in the upper thoracic chest, upper clavicle area of the chest. And in fact, it is to help that you take your head a little further back. Because of the nature of the posture, the tendency is to take the whole shoulder girdle back. Don't do that. To prevent that, I would suggest go ahead and let the shoulder and the buttocks touch the wall. Stand as far back as necessary. Remove the hand from the back temporarily. Both the shoulders back. Your right buttock should be touching the chair, the wall. The left may not, that's fine. Now lift the arm and rotate both the arms out. In the process, don't move the left buttock away from the wall. Stay closer to the wall even with your rib cage. Rotate the shoulders out and rotate the shoulders out and rotate the shoulders out. Now, as you rotate the shoulders out, remember, it's not just the shoulder. I want the armpit chest to rotate more. Unfortunately, when you do this at the wall, your head cannot go back. For that, you need more like a doorway. Near the doorway, head can go back. And then move away from the wall and repeat the action on the same side, on the right side. Open the chest, open the chest, open the chest. And after you're done that, open the chest even more.
Ramanand, this is Ruth. You said the left buttocks is on the wall? No, only the right buttocks is on the wall.
Only the right buttock. In fact, I said left need not touch the wall.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Now,
Ramanand,
the whole shoulder is going back towards the wall, the pelvis is coming forward. Don't change the alignment of the body there. Stay near the wall if you need.
Ramanand,
Yes.
I'm a little confused now because with just to clarify for my head, the official rotation is external rotation of the shoulders, like in Shavasana. Yes or no?
Yes. Only more.
Okay. Okay. And then we do this exercise of the internal rotation of the shoulders just to increase the external rotation. It is that?
Internal rotation, don't do in trikonasana.
No, but the exercise that we did before.
Yes, you do the internal rotation so that when you rotate the shoulders out afterwards, you lift the armpit chest much more.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Come up, everybody, and watch. Andrea, do the same pose facing the other way. The upper shoulder rotates out more easily. It's the lower one that does not. And when this shoulder rotates in, like she is now doing, this shoulder blade collapses down. So just see, I hope I can show you what I am doing with her shoulder. Okay. I lean behind her. I hold this shoulder. I hold this shoulder also. My finger is on the upper shoulder blade with my thumb on the lower shoulder blade. I rotate this out, hold it out, and then pull the two shoulder blades away from each other. And if I do that for her, she wants to take me home. I can do it better even by standing up. Can you see this? I rotate this shoulder out. I rotate this one out. I'm holding the upper arm here also with my arm, and I pull the two away from each other. When the shoulder blades are widened like that away from each other, her head will feel it is not turning from the 7 cervical vertebra, it turns from the mid-thoracic vertebra. Okay, hold it here against the shoulder or near the shoulder. Move away from me so I can go behind here. Okay. You can look down on it. And...
See what's the
No, you look at this picture here. That'll be easier. Now you see, generally this shoulder is rotated in. Can you see that? Most people do that. Rotate the shoulder out so the hollow of the elbow points towards that window. Now you rotated the hand out, more than the hand, upper arm. And if I'm helping her, this is what I do. I hold the shoulder, this one, and I pull the two away from each other. Can you see that?
now maybe take the top part.
Yes, Ramanandji, we could see it.
But you can't do it.
No.
Ramanand, question, Patrick. Is there a way to use the belt in a harness to do this with the belt attached to the back foot?
Not the back foot, belt attached to the floor.
attached to the floor?
Yeah.
We're getting continuing lessons here.
This is all super long.
Do trikonasana again, same side here. If you please. See, if I put a belt here, make a loop with it here.
Yeah.
Okay. What you are talking about, Patrick, is can we attach this to the back leg if the belt is long enough? That will help the rotation of the shoulder. It won't help the space between the two shoulder blades. Okay. For that, I need the belt to pull this down, which is very difficult to do with the belt.
Thank you.
All right, trikonasana, everybody to the second side. And remember what we started with the hands on the chair behind you. Okay? Where initially the arms were rotated in, the chest rotated out. So here also, reluctantly rotate the shoulder the wrong way temporarily. And then when you rotate the shoulder out, move the armpit chest much more with it. Get the outer border of the head of the humerus more and more into the floor so that the seventh cervical lifts away from the floor. In spite of your best effort to adjust all that, if you still find the seventh cervical vertebra going to the floor or on your support, then you should keep the head down and lift the shoulder girdle a little higher up. Again, I'm reminding you, do not make the mistake of pushing your chin to the chest. Chin stays exactly where it is. The chest is gradually lifted more and more towards the chin, so that you are not hurting or damaging the cervical curve. That should remain concave. Without losing that action of keeping the seventh cervical off the floor, if you can take the legs up and straighten the legs, that's fine. And those who can do that easily should consider supporting the back with your elbows bent. And lift into Sarvangasana. But to go to Sarvangasana, watch that seventh cervical vertebra. Don't drop it to the floor. And definitely, to learn, as I have said before, you can go up. Otherwise, if you have your period, don't hold this position for like, just for learning, go up, but don't hold it. Those who are able to hold it, go to dhanurasana. Attempt the same action in dhanurasana. There is not much movement outwardly speaking, but stabilizing the left heel without moving the left heel. Take the right heel firmly into that and lift the right knee towards the ceiling. Then do the same thing on the left side and repeat. Don't hold it very long. Keep repeating that action. Hoping you have 4 arms, so the 2 arms can stay behind you like you have. The other 2 hands are pushing the femurs towards the knee. Okay, when you push the left femur to a length, don't move your right foot. And go ahead and release, come down. Everybody looks happy coming down, so let's go to the action that we had earlier on the chair. Hands behind you on the chair and sit on the floor if you can. Rotate these arms in like we started with. Rotating the arms in, rotate the chest in the opposite direction. And then see very carefully, don't make a loose movement of this. Can you, after adjusting the best possible position, can you now rotate the arms in the opposite direction by lifting the chest much more? That is the position of Sarvangasana. Except in Sarvangasana, you are dropping the head to the chin, to the chin down. Here also, create that sense. Bring down the chin only slightly towards the floor. Lift the chest to touch the chin. One more minute, if you will. And release. Go to Viparita Karni, legs supported on the wall. Here, the arms are rotated out, but the chest is rotated much more out. And again, chin is not brought down to the sternum. Chin is kept away from the sternum. So there is no pressure on the 7 cervical vertebrae. This Viparita Karni was just to create a little, remove the tension of Sarvangasana. We want to go further. Take a blanket, bend the knees, catch your ankles. That's the foot. Can you catch the ankles? And lift the head up, the chest up, the arms up. Here the arms very quickly want to rotate out. Rotate the arms in. This way. Rotate the arms in and lift up much more, much more. Keep that lift, though the chest is open here. Now rotate the arms out to move the chest much more open. Keep the knees closer together and come down. Repeat it. If you can't hold it, repeat it several times. I'll be back after a cup of chai. For anybody for whom this is just too difficult, instead you can do not turn the head sideways, not in this pose. Instead of this pose, you can do upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Initially, when you lift up, rotate the arms in, upper arms in. After lifting up, see if you can rotate the upper arms out to lift the chest even farther forward. The rotation of the arm one way and the other is intended to give more movement of the chest. When you lift up, Don't separate your knees too much. Keep your knees not necessarily touching, but keep your knees so the thighs are parallel. You can hold a block between the knees, but that might make it more difficult. And release. Keep lying down, legs straight. Put your hand under you. Face that way. Remove the block.
Fist like this.
Yes.
Wow.
Palms facing up, then make a fist. Show it the other way so they can see. Palm facing up, make a fist. Put that fist under your groin as it were. Straight arms. With the knuckle of the hand, push the floor, lift the feet up. Maximize the height of the feet. This is not a lift. Lift up the feet much more. And little more. And little more. And little more, and come down. Take 2 or 3 breaths, then repeat. Don't separate the feet too much. Repeat. Buttocks firm. Lift the legs much, much, much more. Lift the pubis off the floor if you can, by pressurizing your hands down. And lift again, the same. Come down, take a couple of breaths and lift away again. When you lift, lift on an exhalation. And come down. One more last time after a few breaths, lift one last time today. Legs are too wide out. And come down. Take any symmetrical forward bend.